The devil lies in the detail, and these beauties might have cost Tata Motors a lot more than what it actually paid. As per the rights issue recently filed by the Tata Motors, there is more than what meets the eye. According to the profit and loss statement of Jaguar Land Rover, a one-time dividend of $1.2 billion was paid by JLR to Ford Motor and Company. And this is exceptional since this had never been done in the past. And that's not all. There's been a tax adjustment of $924 million in deferred tax assets which were written off by Ford. To which Tata Motors says deferred tax assets and liabilities will likely represent a material variance in the post-acquisition fair value adjustments of Jaguar Land Rover as a result. But add these costs to the money Tata committed to pay, and the deal size exceeds $4 billion. When contacted, a Tata Motors official said that the dividend payments were made by Land Rover and Land Rover North America Inc. These payments were conducted by Ford as a part of its restructuring of financing arrangements prior to the sale of Jaguar Land Rover. Though none of these transactions will actually result in a cash flow from Tata Motors' balance sheet, they increase the effective cost of the acquisition itself, something that Tata shareholders will worry about. The effective cost of acquisition determines the payback period in a deal, and if the cost goes up by such a huge factor, shareholders would be the ultimate losers. In New Delhi, with Prashant Nair, Abhishek Gupta, NDTV. Adding these beauties to their stable has turned into a headache for Tata Motors. A day after NDTV's report on the perceived cost of funding the JLR acquisition, stock analysts have released reports that confirm the higher cost of acquisition and criticize the actions of Tata Motors. For instance, Centrum says, Tata Motors has acquired the two brands Jaguar and Land Rover at a whopping consideration of $4.84 billion. Ford has resorted to asset stripping. While this cost may be regarded as sunk cost for Tata Motors, we are perturbed by the inadequate disclosures of vital facts. And here is how Centrum has broken down the figure of $4.84 billion, which includes the acquisition, deferred tax, dividends to Ford Motors, banker's fee, working capital, and interest expenses of the bridge loan. Tata Motors maintains that the acquisition cost is $2.3 billion, but the investor community is worried.
Our estimates revolve around its businesses in India. Moreover, what Jaguar Land Rover can do in the years ahead. We believe that this year, that is FY09, will be tough for Jaguar Land Rover in terms of profits.
And on a day when the general mood was positive, the stock went down by around 2%. Ford has washed his hands off the controversy and says the sale of Jaguar Land Rover is closed and they have nothing more to add on the matter. While Tata Motors says the dividend payments were made by Land Rover and Land Rover North America Inc. These payments were conducted by Ford as part of its restructuring of financing arrangements prior to the sale of Jaguar Land Rover. Most of the additional costs will not impact the cash flow of Tata Motors. But investors and analysts are concerned that these facts were not made public earlier. And if the effective cost of acquisition has really gone up so much, the ultimate loser would be the shareholders. In New Delhi, with Prashant Nair, Abhishek Gupta,